I'm Dr. Brad Gordon. I work for Great River Greening, and I'm here just outside of Belle Plaine with Ben Penner in the background. He is planting Kernza. It's September 5th. This is the day that was recommended by the University of Minnesota for farmers to be planting their Kernza seeds. So the benefit of Kernza is that it retains more nutrients because it has those perennial roots. The roots are going to go deeper, they're bigger, and so they can store those nutrients better and more efficiently use the nutrients that are applied. The other benefit is carbon sequestration. So having those perennial roots, it keeps the carbon in the soil all year long, and there's a cover on top of that soil. So for carbon sequestration, that's beneficial for climate change, so it's sequestering that carbon. But the other side that's really beneficial, especially on the eastern edge of Nicollet County, is carbon in the soil retains more water. The University of Minnesota Extension had a really good quote of every pound of carbon that you increase in that soil allows you to control 7 pounds of water. And so increasing that carbon, the organic matter in the soil, retains more water. And so that's less water that's flowing off and going into those ravines like in 7 Mile Creek Park. We need to retain more water up on the fields. And so having perennial cover like Kernza or having cover crops is going to retain more of that water. When you retain that water, you're also retaining the nutrients that are in that water, especially the soluble ones like nitrate. So having that carbon, having the perennial root system in the soil is going to improve water quality and also water retention. And it's going to improve soil health and provide all these extra sustainable benefits in the system. Great River Greening's role in this is we're working with farmers and partnering with Ben to kind of create platforms for conversations about what's needed across the landscape, across the watershed that we're working in particular Rogers Creek, to kind of give farmers another option for a crop to grow, to kind of increase the diversity, their options. So agronomically, economically, we're trying to create markets for these crops. And so yeah, Great River Greening is just kind of creating that platform for conversation about these crops. And so then we're promoting them when there's interest to try to create that market. We need to build the acreage in the same step as we are the market. So we don't want one to kind of speed past the other. Great River Greening is also really working on improving the environment and water quality, so the sustainability of these different systems. And so alongside working on promoting these crops, we're also taking water quality samples throughout the watershed just to kind of get an idea of where nitrate, ammonia, phosphorus levels are in the watershed and the creek, so farmers can kind of get some readings on how much they're potentially losing the fertilizer that they put on their fields, and then kind of what these other practices end up doing with those nutrients. And so with Kernza, the initial studies are looking really promising. So they're kind of spread out throughout southern Minnesota, but some of those initial first couple studies are showing it's dropping the nitrate concentration down, to a quarter of the level that a cornfield would have in the soil water, or even what's flowing through tile drainage or whatnot. Some of the first couple samples that we're taking are showing the same. A couple of the farmers that are growing Kernza, they're using chicken manure, so they're using organic practices on their fields. So the forms of nutrients are a little different on some of the Kernza fields, but they're showing much better water quality coming off of the Kernza fields.